Jesus clearly said in Luke chapter 14 that in order to follow him, we have to leave everything, that we have to leave all. We cannot be his disciple without denying ourselves and leaving behind this world. So how can I sit here making this video wearing a jacket? How can I sit here making this video with a camera that belongs to me? If we were to take Jesus' words literally, we would have to be running around in the nude and freezing to death. Some places of the world you would freeze quicker than others, and you would not be able to do anything. It is very important that we really hear from Jesus and not the accusations of Satan. Because if you don't have discernment from the Holy Spirit, you're likely to listen to the devil and think that God desires sacrifice and not mercy. Many Christians are very deceived on what it means to follow Jesus and to leave all. They think it means to leave their family to go on a mission trip, so they deny their family, which Jesus has given them to take care of, to do missions that are ungodly. And they slap the name of God on it, saying that this is what God would have them do. He would have me leave my family and go on this mission trip for the sake of the ministry. And they become hypocritical and they take God's name in vain. Other Christians, they sell their possessions to join a commune or to start a church, and they think that they're pleasing God because of their big sacrifice. And God hates their life. He hates what they're doing because they do not do it for him. We need to make sure that we actually hear Jesus and that we deny everything for him. If Satan asks you to give up something, if he says you are not really following Jesus because you haven't divorced your wife, you're not really following Jesus because you haven't sold your house, don't listen to the devil. At the beginning of my marriage, Jesus called me to follow him, and I had to count the cost of everything. But during this same time, the devil also came to me and he said, you haven't left everything correctly because you have not divorced your wife and left her. I had multiple people come to me and say that I needed to annul my marriage, that unless I divorced my wife and left everything, that I wouldn't really be pleasing God. What hypocrites! How evil the devil is, and how evil those are who worship Satan, even if they call themselves Christians. Many Christians have illegitimate ministries that are evil in the eyes of God. They despise their families, they despise everything God has given them for the sake of so-called ministry and preaching the gospel and going out to the homeless and the widows and the orphans, going on mission trips in other countries and starting churches. What hypocrisy and wickedness! It is better to be seen as a hypocrite in the eyes of men if they think that I'm a hypocrite for wearing a jacket or having a cell phone. It's better to be righteous in the eyes of Jesus than a hypocrite in the eyes of God, with self-righteous acts, giving away things to the poor to prove to Satan that you've given away everything. It is better to be a hypocrite in the eyes of men and right with God than a hypocrite in the eyes of God and looking like you've just given up everything in order to look good in the eyes of people. Are we really denying ourselves, and are we really giving up everything for the sake of Jesus, the way Jesus has asked us? Or are we like the self-righteous Christians who are only giving up things to prove to the devil that they have done it? Are we really following Jesus and following his calling? Can we hear his voice? Are we going forward with him? Or are we distracted and deceived by Satan, who calls us to give up things that Jesus wants us to keep? Are we cherishing that which the Holy Spirit has us cherish and rebuking and discarding those things that God hates? Or do we have it all flipped backwards? May the grace of Jesus be with you.